Jess is dead.
There we go. We're live.
On LFG?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Boom, the smoke coming out.
Okay, really?
All right, I feel you.
How's that?
I feel you. It's not completely ghetto.
There we go. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
On LFG? Let me see.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
How not completely
echo,
ghetto
stream
are we
echo,
talking
stream
about?
echo, stream echo, stream echo. Sorry.
Echo, echo, echo.
Sorry, dudes.
All good.
Get
Yeah.
that.
Look at this luscious beard. It's just getting longer every week. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, man. Look at it. Look at it.
Whoa.
It's literally it's longer than my can of drink.
This is literally like the evolution of hair growth right here. Me, then Sinus, and then Proj, and then Spark.
I like it.
Really good point.
Unless you really want to get into evolution of hair growth, and then you guys can just make fun of this. That's how you know you're 30 almost.
Oh god, I only got 5 more years then.
Really? Because, like, I'm older than you, and,
It's just bullshit, okay? That's just bullshit.
just saying, dude.
So, dudes and
Okay.
dudettes alike, everyone out there in the world of Warcraft, it
There
has
aren't
been
any dudettes on the
BlizzCon
internet.
weekend. There are not dudettes weekend.
They're not.
So, we just had BlizzCon. It was an epic 2 days. If anybody had the virtual ticket, high five to you. If you couldn't afford the virtual ticket, you probably still watched it on Twitch because there was like 1,000 people streaming it. And I kind of regretted buying the freaking ticket because, like, every time I went to Blizz, there was like, yo, dude, I'm over here streaming this bullshit for free. And all I got was a damn pet for it, but...
That's why I never bought
Yeah,
one.
but look at it this way. Look at it this way, right? Since my uncle got the virtual ticket too, and he gifted it to me. Super cool. Shout out to him.
We
Like,
did get a sweet
since you got-
marketing pet.
Since you did get the virtual ticket, we have 2 weeks of extremely high quality replay that we can watch, and we don't even have to look for it. We just go to blizzcon.com and it's there for us. We don't even have to like go search the internet to try and find it. So everybody else that didn't get the virtual ticket is going to be searching for hours over the internet through YouTube trying to find videos of this stuff that was taken on a shitty iPhone camera, and it's going to be terrible quality and the audio is going to be AIDS. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's true.
It's like it's worth it. Like it's definitely worth it.
I would agree it's worth it. Plus, Mercaden's pretty badass. I'm going to level him up and pet battle with him. Oh my
Yeah.
god, you can tell World of Warcraft is at a low point when I'm talking about pet battling, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But like, I'm still having fun with the game. Like, people
Yeah, for
people may be
trouble.
really surprised. Like, how are you having fun with the game when it's so shitty right now? Like, I just am. Maybe I'm a Blizzard fanboy. Maybe I am a little bit, but I'm just having fun with the game. Like, there's still stuff for me to do.
Yeah.
You know? So at BlizzCon, there was a lot of stuff they talked about, a lot of information. If you've been checking MMO Champion, you can see that there's just oodles and gobs of information that's been coming out and will continue to come out over the next few days. They didn't really talk about PvP a lot this year, which I was kind of bummed out about, but I expect them to do something really soon to kind of talk about PvP.
Which, if it's okay if I cut you off for a second, I think it's okay they didn't talk about PvP because I think they're realizing that too many aspects of the game are broken and too many aspects of the game are bad. So I think they're reflecting back on what the core of the game is, and fixing that will make a bigger impact on PvP than just directly trying to fix PvP when it's not a ton of fun to begin with. If they go back and they start at square one and they try and make the game fun again, then PvP respectively will be fun with that. You know what I
It's
mean?
like knocking over dominoes. If you knock over the first
Exactly.
domino and they're all lined up right, the last domino is going to fall too. So,
Exactly.
I guess that's a good way to look at it, and a
I'm
good way
sure,
to think
like,
about it.
I'm sure there will be tweaks. I'm sure certain aspects of, making the game fun again will be completely overpowered or underpowered. But once we get the fun aspect of playing a video game again, then they can work on balancing.
Yeah.
The problem is if they try and balance a game right now that isn't fun, like PvP is not a lot of fun right now. It really isn't. It's dry, it's boring, it's very rotational.
I think with the hundreds of new talents that they said were coming out, the class
Yeah.
revamps and class overhauls, the new resource management for many classes is going to breathe new breath into the game because it's going to feel like a new class. You're going to have to relearn your class. And it's going to be
And some
fun.
people won't like that, but I'm all
Some
for
people
it.
won't like that, but like you got to adapt with change. Like if the game was the way it
If
was,
the game is static, then people aren't going to keep playing.
yeah, like if you look at it this way, if vanilla was now, like if the original 2004 World of Warcraft was right now, World of Warcraft wouldn't be here. Like it just wouldn't
No.
be here.
It'd be
Because
dead.
it was
It
like
would have died like 6-7 years ago.
like vanilla may have been fun at the time, and it was a lot of fun at the time because there wasn't really much out there, and it was really like it just was fun to level up. You had these different rank spells. But if you threw, like, if somebody today, like, if there was ranked healing spells, okay, and somebody had, like, a rank 9 healing surge, and they didn't know what to do, and they didn't know, like, the way vanilla was, they would go in, like, 3 seconds and be like, this game's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how the game would be. People would
And
be like,
I did recently play on a vanilla server, and yeah, it's not really that fun. I'm just gonna say it. It's kind of bad.
yeah, I definitely think they're heading in the right direction. There's a lot of class tweaks and a lot of changes coming out. The game as a whole looks like it's just going to be a lot more fun. For instance, the artifact weapon is one thing we can talk about. Artifact weapons are essentially the old talent tree, but revamped to a new style. You have talents that will increase your critical strike of your unstable affliction if you're a warlock by like 8%, stacking up to 3 times. There's also these cool things called relics that you can get and you can put into your weapons. Each weapon will be able to accept 2 different relics. Depending on what spec you are, it'll be the type of relic that you can get. So for instance, an affliction lock gets a shadow relic and a fel relic. So they have like one relic that could be like, okay, it increases your item roll by 20 for your weapon, and it gives you an extra point in unstable affliction where you can get your crit increased by another 3%. That's kind of how they're going with the talent systems. And there's new abilities in the talent trees on the artifact weapon. There was a new ability for affliction warlocks, which is mainly what they talked about. That was a new dot, and it was like a really, really hefty dot that would last for like 30 seconds, and it did a retarded amount of damage over time.
It would ramp up too. Like every time it did damage, it would increase the frequency of its damage.
Yeah, it was kind of like Necrotic Plague, like a little bit like Necrotic Plague for DKs, which I think is really cool because you've got Unstable Affliction, you've got Corruption, you've got Agony, and now you've got this ability too.
Yeah.
So you're
They
just
said
looking
you
at
need to
Dot
save
City.
it though for meaty targets because it's got a longish cooldown.
Yeah, it's got a pretty
Yeah.
long cooldown. So
Yeah. You don't want to use it on something you can just like, 2-shot or whatever. You want to use it on like a raid boss or, just a meaty target.
I mean, I've Ice Nova'd a rabbit before.
dude, I've somebody's been at 1%.
Yeah, I've dragon
blast waved them.
Dude,
Yeah, dude, Dragon's
I've never-
Last way.
I've never been into RBG and taunted a critter so I could stay in combat and never get zapped. I've never done that before.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
never.
Nope.
I think we've all had times where we just really see that level 45 target dummy and it really needs to get taught a lesson and you just
Yeah,
throw
dude.
it at it.
I mean, when was the last time you cast bolted a deer? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what's up, Bambi? Ugh. But
Or one
yeah,
of
there,
those bandits.
Why did you kill Bambi? Reasons? I don't know.
just
Because
because
he
it was
dies in
there.
the movies. What?
Spoiler alert.
that? His
pancreas came right out his
tear duct.
Dude, his fur tail went through his nose face. It was fucked up.
Oh.
But other than the artifact weapons, which is something that they're gonna dive more into, they're gonna be putting class previews on the website pretty soon. I think tomorrow they have 3 new classes coming out. Later today they have the Hunter class preview that's coming out. That they're gonna have a blog talents, new class design, like everything you pretty much want to know about your class will be coming really soon. And this week, by Thursday of this week, every class will be updated on their website for you to check what talents they're going to have, what specs they're going to have, like the new names of the specs and the talents. So, like, that's pretty cool. I kind of figured they would do that because they didn't have enough time to go through everything. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, there's so much to talk about because, I mean, they just had oodles and gobs on information. Class order halls, they seem pretty straightforward. There was a lot of information that they got out about that. Like there's warriors. You're going to be able to like duel other warriors while you're in the warrior starter zone.
Which is sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty epic.
Sparring, gladiator stuff.
Yeah, gladiator type stuff. The druids are getting something called the Dream Grove, and it's like it's badass just because of the lore behind it. You're essentially in the most in a spot of the Emerald Dream where you can feel the Emerald Dream the most in all of Azeroth, and you can take like different. You can kind of move your spirit through the Emerald Dream, from what I understand. And you can go to different places, like different nature places in Azeroth, which is pretty cool. There's a hunter class order hall that has a big bird, which I think is pretty cool. It's like a huge eagle that comes down and picks you up and takes you to the class order hall. Essentially,
that's cool.
Yeah, essentially every class is going to have a Deathgate-esque type of way to get to your class order hall. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's pretty badass. Just because DKs are awesome, and it'd be nice to have your own like.
And then, of course, along with that, hunters also get their own special flight path network in the Broken Isles.
Yeah, with the eagles.
With the eagles, because they're friends with them.
Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Which means no flying, I guess. In Broken Isles.
Spark, I need to ask you: do we get Dalaran?
We get Dalaran. Fire mages are going to get or not fire mages, just all mages are going to get a secret sanctum within Dalaran for their
secret
class
sanctum.
order hall.
I like it.
The way they said was a secret sanctum. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm kind of wishing that we could be part of the Kirin Tour. That'd be sick.
That's exactly what I said. I want to be part of the Kirin Tour.
Yeah, I'd like to be a magus, like just a badass magus, but other than that, they didn't release like every class order hall. They didn't talk about every one. But you're going to be able to see other factions. Like if you're Alliance, you're going to see Horde people running around in the class order halls.
You still won't be able to communicate with them unless you're demon hunters, because then they can both speak demonic to each other.
Exactly. Yeah, demon hunters will be able to speak demonic. So you're going to tell people they get wrecked, or
you're going to trash talk the other demon hunters on the other faction.
Yeah, like I can just see it in a battlegrounds right now, just yelling, "I licked your mom's butthole" while you're killing somebody.
Yeah.
So.
And then and obviously everybody else is going to be playing a demon hunter too, because it's the brand new thing.
Yeah. Then of course, sorry to interrupt, but then of course you also have. They were talking about like how the questing will work. And that seemed pretty cool. Like instead of having like a strict do this daily quest, you'll have NPCs that'll hang around for a few days. So you'll like next time you log on, they'll be there. And like there's like class specific quests as well. Like if you're a rogue, there will be pickpocketing quests. There will be demon hunting quests for demon hunters and a bunch of other different kinds of quests related to your classes.
I think as far as quests go, like more interesting than just the dailies, like the ability to go in any order you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
the scaling world of Broken Isle, right?
Yeah, you don't have 1 through 5 questing zones. Like, okay, start here, go here, go here, go here, finish here, and then when you're 100, move into this zone for your max level gameplay.
I had a question.
Obviously, there's still the max level zones, but other than that, it's all in the order you want.
And the world objectives, like the evolution of the...
Kind of reminded me of like bounties in D3.
Yeah, they kind of do. But they seem to be, I mean, from what I've seen, they seem to be a little bit more dynamic than that. They seem to be a little bit more randomized.
I had a question I was curious about, and I kind of hope they implement this, and I'll get your guys' feedback on it too. But wouldn't it be cool if they did that like from level 1 to 110? like, say your friend's level 65 and you're like level 30, and you get into a dungeon together and you can run dungeons together.
Like in Guild Wars.
That would be sick. Like, that would be absolutely sick. But
that would be cool.
I don't think they're gonna do that. Probably it'll probably won't even start. The tech probably won't even kick into like 100. But I think it'd be a cool idea we could see in the future.
After Legion, they might do something like that.
Yeah.
They're starting to do dynamic scaling dungeons. If you with the new ones in Legion.
Yeah, so you don't have to be like, oh crap, Project's 106, I'm 103. I got to be 104 to do this dungeon with Project, so like I got to grind a level. No, I don't have to do that anymore. You can just jump right in. So
right, you have access to all 5 dungeons.
Yeah,
after you do a certain part of the quest line. They didn't say that.
Yeah,
you have to do enough of the quest line to unlock the dungeon in order to run it.
Right.
Which that's fine. That makes perfect sense.
It is
like
fine.
Obviously you don't know where the place is unless you've done it. You don't know why you're there unless you've done it. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, that's like this is how it always should have been. You know, it's one of those kind of things. But
I think next week, when we come back next week for our podcast, we're going to have a detailed I'll have it all set up with each class, each spec change, each rename. We'll have like tons more information as it comes for next week. This week, though, we still have a lot more stuff to talk about. There's still a lot to go down the road on. But there's just so much. I'm trying to think of maybe what we should talk about next. We talked about the class changes a little bit. We talked about the artifact weapon. We talked about the new scaling system. Transmog. We can talk about transmog for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Tabards. I just bought Tabard of the Lightbringer.
Did you? Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
So there's a lot of stuff with tabards, or tabards, whichever way you want to call it. There are many different ways to get transmog now. You can get it through quests, all this stuff. But the good news is, every quest you've ever done in World of Warcraft, they're going back and giving you the gear that either you did select or you didn't select that'll automatically be updated in your transmog. If it was binded to you, from what I understand, you're going to get it. So people are going to have retarded amount of transmog stuff. It's going to be ridiculous.
I'm excited. Yeah, it's really, really cool. And it's going to be account wide too, right? Like if I've done a quest line on my DK, or I've done all the quest lines ever created on a hunter per se, then I'm gonna have the transmog for all of it, right? Like even stuff you didn't select. Like if the quest is complete, you get all of it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So legitimately, might not ever have to run anything for transmog ever again, if I've ever gotten it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think at this point, like I've gotten everything possible to ever get out of Firelands. You know what I mean? Like I've done ICC legitimately 300 times.
Does this include stuff you deleted?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
it
good.
does.
That's awesome.
They said after you've gotten the weapon or the new weapons or the gear or whatever, if you delete it, long as it was bound to you at one point, it's automatically updated.
That's awesome. I saw the UI for it, and it looks pretty good.
Another cool thing they said about the transmogs, you can now hide shoulders. So that farmer outfit you've been wanting to run around with a pitchfork, but you were looking dumb because you had like retarded shoulders on, guess what? High five to you, sir. You just became a farmer boy.
Like a cross-country semi-truck from Texas decorated with Christmas lights and a bullhorn.
Absolutely. So the high shoulder thing is pretty cool. You can transmog tabards now. You can transmog, what was it? There was 3 new things that they could transmog.
Tabard, shoulders, and
weapon enchants, right?
Weapon enchants, tabards, and shirts.
Shirts, that's right. So,
unfortunately, from what I've heard, you can't transmog old legendaries still, but
I doubt they're ever going to change that. Like, I really doubt they're ever going to be like, you can just transmog a legendary, because
what's up, by the way?
If they do it, they would have to put these aren't available anymore. If they were going to allow that to happen, they would have to make the old legendaries not available. Because
like you
kind of a special thing.
Yeah. which I'd rather them stay in the game and then, you could twink and get
I
them.
just wear mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we have the
Well, I
artifact weapons, so
true. And something I just want to have a short conversation about artifact weapons and the fact that the new outlaw rogue is using cutlasses, like dual wield cutlass.
yeah.
What the fuck is this shit? What is this swashbuckler shit? They're talking about maybe getting rid of Killing Spree too. I don't know how I feel, man. Like honestly, I switched to Rogue and I love Rogue, and it's amazing. But
Sub
this,
Rogue seems legit. Like
the new sub looks really good.
The new sub looks really fun.
I think Outlaw Rogue is going to be one of those things that I'm just going to have to like learn and accept and never play.
Well, that's only one of the variants of the swords is the rapier / pirate swords.
I don't know how I feel about sub yet.
No?
You don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see all these changes in action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of it's just
The way he described it is Shadow Dance is
It's a passive.
a passive now.
Every combo point you spend is 20% chance to re-stealth. So if you do a 5 combo finisher, you re-stealth and you don't unstealth by, you still are in stealth even if you take damage. So you can keep opening and doing combos and finishing, and you can keep using Shadow Strike to teleport to people.
I think they're going to be OP.
Yeah.
Fun though. I honestly think if they make everything OP and fun.
I think at this point, with that change to sub, rogues are going to start winning the Rogue v Mage duel every time.
Yeah, because you're never going to see them. Like,
which makes me really sad, because the Rogue vs Mage duel is one of my favorite duels, and it always will be, because it can go either way on a dime. And I really feel like it just isn't anymore.
I have heard that abilities like Cloak of Shadows are going to have a lot longer cooldowns. Like, we're talking 5-minute cooldown on Cloak of Shadows.
Yeah, I actually heard that. I read that in a blog post. And another thing I want to touch on real quick is I don't know if Metamorphosis for Demon Hunters is going to be usable in Arena.
I don't know. It is a 10-minute
10-minute cooldown.
But here's my thinking. What if you can modify the cooldown through traits, through PvP talent? There's probably some ways to modify the cooldowns.
It's got to be, because it appears to be that I didn't see any defensive cooldowns on them, other than the vault, where they jump out of combat. I didn't see a shield wall or anything like that. And since it is 100% life leech, I think there's a way probably for it to get down to maybe a 4 to 5 minute cooldown.
Yeah,
and here's the thing too, we still have months before Legions comes out. Right. They've shown us 6 abilities.
Right.
Classes have 30 abilities.
Yeah.
35, 40.
Well, all the talents all the new talents they were talking about, literally hundreds of new ones, just because they're going to have spec-specific talents rather than talents that 2 or 3 specs will share.
Yeah.
They also
what I'm getting at though is they still have so much. They have so many abilities that are yet to come for the Demon Hunter. They're going to get defensives.
Yeah.
They're not going to put a class in a game that doesn't have a defensive.
Yeah, you're
I'll tell you
what.
Right.
What I'm looking forward to more than anything in the world is for them to do something with PvP to break the meta of non-tanks being the best tanks. I'm so sick of people that want to go in and want to tank and want to be a Blood DK, want to be a Guardian Druid, right? Or whatever you want to be. I'm so sick of people going, hey, Rogue, you got a tank set? It's no, I'm a fucking Rogue, right? Stop it. That needs to stop, dude. Whatever they can do to make actual tanks good tanks again, that needs to happen. Well, and I know we got months and months and months before that, before we really see what happens. But I need that to change really bad.
Speaking of Guardian Druids, though, it's kind of it's funny. It's funny how he described it. And it doesn't make sense, and he's the guy, the lead class designer is right. It doesn't make sense that Guardian Druids are all about dodging.
Yeah, they're like a big fucking bear.
They're like a circus bear. Like, and he was like, you're supposed to, like, the fantasy of the class, like, of that spec is you're a giant freaking grizzly bear with a high amount of survivability and like in health and armor.
You should be able to take a punch to the face and just be like, I'm a bear.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm a
exactly.
bear. You get just beelined in the tip of the nose, and you're just like, I'm a bear.
Legitimately though, like
Stop.
the stagger effect that they gave to Brewmaster should have been given to Guardian years ago.
Yeah.
Like you should be able as a bear to take a punch to the face and go, kind of don't
shrug it
care,
off.
kind of don't give a fuck right now, and
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing.
It's like, oh, did you just touch me? Oh, what's up? How are you? Oh, are you still hitting me? Anyway, I had a good day today.
Yeah.
I caught 3 fish.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, cut 3 fish.
Should have been there.
Them dire salmon.
Yeah, man. Dire salmon.
Yeah.
So Atonement Priests, Disc Priests are getting reworked, and Disc Priests are going to be doing 70% healing, 30% damage. And the way this works is you have an ability that you use to target a certain person in the raid. As you target that ability or put this buff on that person, you then do damage and it heals them for 70% of your damage that you do.
Yeah. That's their primary form of healing is doing damage.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
Which is
so
fucking
they're,
sweet. That's such a cool playstyle.
To
Such a
make
cool
it
playstyle.
distinct from Holy.
yeah, I think that's really cool. They also increased the cooldown on Power Word Shield and reduced its effectiveness, so you're not really spamming Bubble. Bubble's really not as important. Like, the way it is now is you're like, okay, I got to put up my Bubble every chance I get. I got to keep my Bubble up, like, keep it going. I need to do stuff to empower my Bubble to make it stronger. You're not going to care as much. You're going to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll throw a shield on you, whatever. Like, I might do that again in 30 more seconds.
Right, and that shield is not going to go on a tank. That shield's going to go on some random person to help out with raid healing. Like, your atonement healing is going to heal for so much on a single target tank. Like you will still be a tank healer, but you're just going to do damage the whole time. It's really beast.
Yeah.
Such a good idea.
That's so cool.
Like, that playstyle is just, that's fucking
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, 0.5 healing is pretty cool.
As far as any other class changes, Shadow Priests got a big rework. Shadow Priests are getting a huge overhaul. They no longer use mana.
Did you say old god?
Can you say old gods? Can you say wait for them?
They're essentially using the power of the old gods. So if you've ever done the fight against Yogg-Saron, you know how the whole insanity goes. Or if you've done the fight against Cho'Gall, kind of like you build up that old and you transform. It's essentially going to be something similar to that as you build up sanity, which is your primary resource. And the more sanity you get, the more insane you get, the stronger you become. But it also, like, if you get to a certain point of sanity, you lose your sanity.
Yeah. Well, you turn into void form, and then when you're in, and then like your insanity starts going down, and the longer you can stay in void form, like the more powerful you become. But it's fleeting power because eventually you won't be able to hold on to your insanity, and it'll go back down.
It's kind of like how what is it?
It's like
Demo locks. It's like how Demo locks work.
Of demonic fury is basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like demonic fury. It's the exact same thing. You build it up and build it up and build it up, except you can only go into your void form when you're max insanity, right?
Right.
And then,
and then you get stronger and stronger the longer you can hold on to that form. Like the longer you can stay in it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like, sort of like Boomkins, I guess. Like, you try to cycle back and forth.
Right.
You try to cycle back and forth. So, like, the faster you can build, the more powerful you become.
Yeah.
And then the more efficient you are while you're in that form, the more powerful you stay.
I think you can keep building insanity while you're in void form. So you just have to get good at like maximizing how much insanity you're generating.
That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be like a really touchy play style. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun to play against because if you can break that if you can break that void form with CC, that's going to be beast.
That's going to be a huge, like, yeah, that's going to be a huge thing if you can kind of stop them.
Void form blind. Oh my god, dude! It's the new feral. It's the new feral meta. Like as soon as they go void form, just blind it and call it good. Sap out while their insanity ticks down. That's gonna be so good.
Yeah. And then they're gonna get pissed.
Yes, and then they're gonna get really mad, and that's what's important.
Oh, we've already talked about before the survival hunter changes. There's not really much different that they talked about.
They just said they're bringing back the old abilities, but they're cooler.
Yeah, the old abilities, but they're cooler. So if you've ever played a level 60 or 70 survival hunter, you know, like you know what it's going to be like. Raptor Strike, Wing Clip, Lacerate, like
using your Mirrored Blades glyph to reflect the new Void Form Shadow Priest, Yogg-Sarongs Tongue Punch. Like,
yeah.
Where does Shadow Mend? What is that?
I don't know about Shadow Mend.
I haven't heard that yet. You've seen it?
Yeah, I haven't heard about Shadow Mend, but I'm sure it's something that I'll probably hear about soon.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about it later for sure.
Yeah, probably next week.
That's gonna come with the class stuff.
Yeah. All the class stuff, like Smirk said, all the class stuff will be out by Thursday. So.
Arcane Mage just got a new revamp. They no longer have the same.
I like that.
Yeah. I really like the fact that we're even though I know it's just this one class, but it's a step to moving out of fixed mana pools.
Yeah.
8 fixed mana pools.
So you're going to be able to increase your mana through your mastery now. The more mana you have, the more you'll be able to spam Arcane Blast, the more you'll be able to do more damage. It's not like it is right now. If you literally spam Arcane Blast too much, you just screwed for the rest of the fight because you have no mana. Like, you have to wait for it to build up before you can actually do damage again. So I think it's a really cool change.
And Arcane charges are no longer a buff. They're a resource in addition to mana for Arcane.
Yeah.
And then the new Savant Mastery for Arcane also buffs the Arcane charge damage, or whatever abilities you're using with the Arcane charges. So
Absolutely.
That'll be cool. Like you guys said, it's become apparent in WoD that mana as a resource is just becoming kind of almost pointless, really.
It's a joke.
It's
like, I mean, you spell still until you run out of mana, and then you wait 20 seconds and you spell still until you run out of mana again. I mean, like, legitimately, mana is a resource, especially for Destro locks. Mana has no purpose.
Yeah,
mana has
exactly.
Zero purpose.
It's like an energy. It's basically energy.
Speaking of Destro locks, they no longer have Embers.
Mm-hmm.
They're using Soul Shards now. No more are they using Embers.
Which is retarded. I'll be the first to say that's retarded that they use Soul Shards. Different than Soul Shard, sure. But I think Soul Shard should stay very, very strictly Affliction.
Yeah. Well,
old...
Soul Shard was all of the Warlock spec resources in Kata.
I know, and that's part of what they're trying to get away from. But they're going right back to that.
I loved Demo in Kata. I'll say that.
I played Demo and Destro and Kata, and
it was fun.
It's just
I see what you mean, though. I see what you mean.
Like the differentiation between specs, if they go back to Soul Shards being the resource for Affliction and for Destro, no, that's stupid. There should be some sort of build up for Destro instead of just you have these 4 and then good luck.
I'm not gonna lie. I just hope that Fire Mage just get Embers.
You should. You should absolutely get Embers. I don't think anybody would complain about that at all. Even Destro locks know that it's kind of fucked that we have Embers and not not Fire Mages. It should have been Fire Mage from the start.
Yeah, but I do like that they're going in that direction where they're trying to make every class have a distinct resource and mechanics involved with that resource.
Right. And if they do go to Soul Shards for a little while and then continue with the class revamp thing for a little bit, and then they get to Destro and they're just dude, Chaos as a resource. As soon as they say those words to me, I might play Deathstroke. You know what I mean? But like,
I'll play every class in spec like I usually do. Try them out.
I
you
will
know?
too. I'm sure I will. I'll play my mage primarily, but like other than that, I'll be like, yo, guess what? Today I'm gonna play monk, or today I'm gonna play shadow priest, or today I'm gonna play survival hunter,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna play demon hunter, or I'm gonna play something. So
I might focus on a few, but I'm gonna have like with all these overhauls, I want to play like all of them and see which ones
Yeah.
are most fun to me, how they all work after the changes, how to counter them.
Mage monk.
yeah, that's
Boring. Sorry.
yeah.
Hey
that-
Tom, hey Thomas, what's up? Or Tom
just-
Safil? Tom Safil? Wow, I fail at reading right now. My bad. What's up? I'm gonna
That's
call you
alright.
Tom. What's up, Tom?
Another thing we can talk
Tom's up
about:
Tom Safil.
enhanced and elemental shamans no longer use mana. They use Maelstrom. It's a new resource. They haven't given out a whole bunch of detail. I'm sure they will here in the next few days, but I think it's cool. It's pretty cool. Maelstrom is a
Makes
I'm
sense.
down with
Essential
that.
to it's
Makes
essential to
sense.
the shaman theme. So
I'm not sure how it'll work. It'll probably work similar to Rage. I think they said it would be like similar to Rage, but like, it's. I'm not gonna make any judgments on it until I actually see it, and
yeah.
until I play it.
agreed.
Yeah.
I think more than anything though, like they just need an overhaul. Like Shaman as a whole, all of it
Yeah.
needs
I
an
think-
overhaul.
Total.
But I
even.
think what I'm a little bit sad is I really, from playing Shadow Priest a very, very small amount, like super small amount, I really wanted to see Dark Archangel come back because that playstyle was cool as shit.
Yeah. And now it's
Like,
just a minor
Kata,
glitch at the-
like Kata, Dark Archangel, dude, that shit was real. That was real and a half.
It's really murderous. It's just crazy.
Yeah, like I'm a little bit sad to see that playstyle isn't what they chose because I think that was the height of Shadow Priest. I think it was the most fun they've been. But that being said, Void Form, Insanity, it all seems really, really cool. I know we were talking about Shamans, but I just kind of got hung up on Shadow Priest for a minute. Like
That's okay. Hey, I
back-
play a lot of Shadow Priest right
Yeah.
now because I've always liked Shadow Priest.
Yeah, you
too.
need to boost that Shadow Priest so we can fire God Comp, dude. You need to boost it up.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my god.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to level the Shadow Priest or level the Warlock and boost the other one.
Well, think of it this way: Project and Sinish are going to be playing RMD. Okay, if we play God Comp, we can God Comp into their RMD.
Whoa.
Whoa.
You're
Whoa.
the R&D healer. What
Yeah,
the
but I'm
fuck
sure
are you
whenever
talking about?
I'm playing Mage, I'm sure you guys can find a Druid healer like as I'm playing Mage.
Oh my goodness. The forums.
We need to get
Forums
like
search
dedicated. It looks like we need like 2 dedicated healers to join LFG.
That would be optimal if we could get 2 healers and
Yeah,
we can just
no
like.
joke.
Yeah.
Like honestly, man, I need somebody to heal Rogue Mage something. I don't
'Cause I'm
care,
telling you right
honestly.
now, like,
at this
Citizen
point,
Project-
legitimately any class is fine.
Citizen Project right now are like, oh, spark healing, that'll be fun. Until they actually get into an arena with me, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna go for an offensive clone. I'm gonna get this clone. Let me get this clone really quick. I'll be
I'm
like,
gonna
okay,
get
you get the
this
clone.
clone.
I'll be like, I'm
Yeah.
I get
dead.
charged.
I'm
I get
dead.
charged by a warrior at 100% health, and he instantly just starts screaming ice block. Like,
Block.
dude.
He gets feared right off the bat, and he's like, "I'm not gonna trinket this. I'm not gonna trinket this." It's like,
And
"Alright,
I
dude,
trinket it like
I'm-
0.5 seconds to it's over.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like charge rooted, and fucking trinket nothing. Like,
I trinketed the root.
just
Oh,
And he's a druid. Like,
Yeah,
God.
exactly. It's gonna be
Oh
pretty-
shit! I should have shapeshifted. Bye bye.
I'm gonna go into bear form. You're dying. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna heal you. Hold on.
I'm gonna
taking-
stealth
you're taking
platform and
damage.
hide. I'm gonna
You're-
stealth
you're-
platform and hide while you guys die.
Taking damage. Let me go bear form really quick.
I'm going for a drink. Why did you sit right beside him? I'm sorry.
I I don't know, man. It's just killing me because I've been playing DK for so long, dude. And then, especially with these changes where they're like, yo, we're going to make DK rotation more simple.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, fuck this, man. It's too easy. There's not as much. There's just not as much. Like that's really what it comes down to.
I guess it
It's
depends on how they do it with one single room type. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, but
it comes down to how they're gonna accomplish it. But like, I'm gonna hold back until I see it. But yeah, right now it kind of seems like, are they simplifying it even more or what?
yeah, if they simplify it more, then I'm truly done with DK. But right now, the way I've been going is that I think
You're
that
literally
as
going. You're literally going though from like you went from one of the easier classes in the game to play. Not saying it's not like I'm not saying it's face roll, but like DK is generally a pretty easy class to play.
Yeah,
to,
it's
now
easy
you're
to
playing,
it's easy to come in at like a decent level. Like you can walk in the door at a decent level on a DK, and that's and that's what people mean by face roll. Like
got a
and
low
now
skill.
you're going,
skill
but you're
floor.
going from that to literally rogue, which is like the hardest class in the game to play.
That's why he's playing combat.
no, it's not. Rogue is not the hardest class in the game to play, dude.
Subtlety is actually really, really difficult to play.
Sub has a very high
Okay.
Subtlety does.
skill. Sub has a very,
monks,
very high skill cap.
Windwalker monks do too.
Honestly,
Yeah, Walker Monks
I
do
think
too.
I think really it's not. I don't think that it's hard to play. I think that it's hard to keep track of all your macros. I don't think it's actually hard to play. But then again, that's coming from a guy like I've been playing for a long time. I've been PvPing for a long time. Like you guys have seen it. If I know Spark and Sinus have seen me do it. I can take a base from fucking anyone. I will take a flag off of anybody, and it doesn't really matter, right? And I think that like by playing DK for so long, I've actually just been limiting myself. And now that I'm playing something that I have a shit ton of CC and like I have all kinds of everything, I think that I'm just like really going overboard and just murdering people, and it's fun. It's super fun. Like, why have I not been playing this for years? Like I should have
You're
been.
like, oh, I
should
have
been
damage to kill
narcissistic
this
too.
guy, or I can CC this guy, or I can
Right,
sap
right.
this guy and go to someone else.
Right, I don't have to walk up to him and punch him in the mouth and and call it good. Like
Yeah.
like I don't need to obliterate until he drops loot anymore.
Yeah, like and
Just
you
kind of
actually,
been my
like,
playstyle.
you actually feel like you're thinking about what you're doing, It's like, okay, I need to open with Garrote and then go into a cheap shot and then kick his first cast, lock him, maybe vanish, get another Garrote off of that. We can get like a pretty sick opener, make the plays instead of just like, he's running, I gripped him,
Or-
obliterate, oh, he died. Whoa.
Wait,
Soul
wait,
Reaper
wait.
always
Wait.
dead. Never mind.
you mean Garrote, Adrenaline Rush, Shadow Reflection, get the kick. 8 seconds later, get the second kick with the Shadow
Yeah.
Reflection. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that-
might be on a video.
Um,
That
one.
that might be something I did 2 days ago.
That's the
but,
one.
This guy's
So
like,
dumb.
he can't kick me. His kick isn't up. Let me just throw this hill out.
Boom.
What the
It's
fuck?
blocked.
So wrecked, dude.
It's
Shadow
not.
Reflection copying kick is honestly the coolest thing that I've done so far on a
That's
road.
awesome.
Like getting 2 consecutive kicks off.
One of
was
the
amazing.
coolest things I did in the beta with Hunter was I knocked somebody back into my freeze trap. That was cool.
Yeah, that's always cool, man.
Yeah, and you always
can-
stand there like, yeah, I totally did that. Yeah.
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 We lost the match because I was just like, holy shit, I actually did that. 'Cause
Exactly, dude.
I
The
was
coolest
just
thing
like,
I've ever done. The coolest thing I've ever done as a mage is just Dragon's Breath somebody until they're dead, like really easy. That's probably.
just like 90k Dragon's
Fire.
Breath.
It's like, oh, this Death Knight just death gripped me. Thank you. Rawr, Dragon's Breath.
It's like, that's why you gotta play Frost. You can get into crazy shit like fucking spell stealing NS and blink CSing a fucking H-Pal's fast cast. You can make plays on a mage, dude.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing I've done on the DK was stealing a clone, right? And then
No, you're
Yeah.
wrong.
what?
You're
What?
wrong.
What have,
Coolest
I've done
thing
all
you've ever
kinds
done
of
on the the coolest thing you have ever done on a DK. Me and Project doing 2s. I get Hodge. He steals a bop. Bops my Hodge. From the same paladin. That was the coolest
I stole
thing
the
you've
Hodge
ever
and
done
I held
on a
on
DK.
to it because I didn't know what I was going to use it for. He got Hodge and I bought the Hodge off of him like instantly, dude. Oh my god, I forgot about that. No, there's I stole a fucking clone, right? So I cloned the healer and we were beating on the other guy and I stunned him out of my own clone and then death gripped him in so that he could get leg swept, and then my Windwalker proceeded to fucking, I don't know if it was you or if it was Big Bertha, but either way, like I've done that a couple times, and it's the
Yeah.
coolest CC chain ever. Like a stolen clone into a stun into a death grip, where they get half leg swept, and then they get what is it? What is it called? What is your thing? Your
Fist of
incap?
Fury? Oh,
Fist of
no,
No.
incap. Sap.
Incapped, and then
Paralysis.
like, but yeah, at that point, like after paralysis, their DPS is dead. There's no coming back from that. Like you just die.
No,
So
I think
Reaper's
our best game. I think our best game was when I was playing like a bitch, running at like 5% health. They couldn't kill me. Of course, it was on Blaze Edge, which is like the best arena for Windwalker. ZX's abuse is amazing. And then like we were kind of going for a kill a little bit, and Priest started to overextend his druid just a tiny little bit, and then like Project just death gripped him into my awaiting arms, LOS of his healer, and we just told him all the things we didn't like about him while his healer was behind a pillar, and he fell over because we hurt his feelings real bad.
Anyway, we're kind of
let's-
going off on tangents. You know?
Yeah, we're going off on tangents. Let's see. We
Right.
talked about survival hunters, disc priests, enhanced shamans.
Shadow Priest.
We talked about shadow priests. We talked about DKs losing or making just one rune.
We didn't talk about warriors exactly, but they didn't really go into detail.
Yeah,
They didn't go
say
into
a lot
detail.
of-
There's
a lot
just no more
warriors.
procs. Whenever you're in rage, you can just rage.
That's
and
You
blow
can
the rage.
raging
Yeah.
blows. There's no
Yeah.
more charges and like limitations.
Kinda
Yeah.
curious to see if Fury is gonna be like Mongoloid.
It
Oh,
might
I'm
be
in
'cause
rage.
still-
Let me just raging blow you till you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
All
Like,
the buttons, dude.
It-
All the
it might
fucking
be
buttons.
like Obliterate 2.0. Just oh
I think
hey
it's,
look.
it's gonna
I'm
Raging
making
Blow is
red.
gonna cost Fury though, right? It's gonna cost Rage.
I hope so.
Yeah, it is.
So-
It is.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to pull Rage up and then pop all your everything and then Raging Blow until you don't have Rage anymore. Like that's what that's gonna be. It's gonna be like Duel with Frost with Frost Strikes. You just dump Frost Strikes into somebody until they fall over. It's gonna be the same thing.
We'll see though, because
I mean,
we'll see how they. I wonder how it's actually gonna work. I mean, because they said like when you whirlwind, then like all of your abilities will do AOE for a certain amount of time instead of like how Meat Cleaver is right now.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm honestly thinking that the biggest like play style change right now is gonna happen in the form of, I think honestly, like of all the everything, I think Fire Mage is actually gonna be the biggest play style change. Maybe actually no.
Oh,
Shadow
Survival
Priest is-
Hunter, I'd say, just because it's going from ranged to melee. But
I
Yeah,
think
but that's been a thing before. But like if
Yeah.
you
right.
if
That's
they
true. Long
take
time
Embers and add it to Fire, Fire just became a lot more difficult. Or different, at least.
Yeah.
I hope so, man. I really hope so. I'd like them to make fire a little bit more difficult. Then less people would play it. But
Because that's already a thing that needs to get changed, right?
yeah,
Like
more
because
people
too many
need to
people play
other
Fire.
stuff,
Man,
and let me just play Frost or Fire.
And for those of you that are new to the stream, Sparknuts is like our Fire Mage. I only play Frost Mage. Well, I only play Frost on my Mage. I play Mage and Windwalker.
Right.
Obviously maining Mage in PvP, whatever. Back to what I was talking about. So he's Fire, I'm Frost. Both of us agree on the exact same fact that mages need to have skill again. They need to
Yeah.
be back like they were
because
in
both specs really are no skill.
Every
both
class
specs are
both
no
specs.
skill.
honestly.
Both specs are skillless.
I wish every class would get skill again. Only a few in WoD actually like unless you're on like a really high level, you know, like the tournament play, right? But like just from a like design standpoint, a lot of the classes are just so simple to use now in PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Um,
the
So that's through Demo Locks. Demo Locks with them summoning new minions and buffing them and sending them out. That could be
Yeah, they
a
get
really
Dreadstalkers, which is a new type of demon.
yeah, that could be a big playstyle change for Demo.
perfect example of playstyle and how everything got too simplistic. The big play at this year's BlizzCon was Joe Fernandez hitting Vigilance.
Yeah,
It's his job.
Right.
What he does.
yeah.
And
That's
that
a
was
lot.
like
he
the-
did
Holy
get
shit,
the vigilance, but
comes out.
it's,
Granted-
it's not.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
not
straight ace.
necessarily the vigilance.
Here's
I
the
think it
micro-
was more the vigilance before the CC landed on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Granted,
preemptive.
that's the thing.
It's the timing.
That is amazing. Like before the CC landed, he pre-vigilance. Like that's sick. But like, I have to go back to it. I know everybody remembers it, but like craziest moment of growing up, C2 at BlizzCon a couple years ago, kept his entire team alive at like 10% health.
Shaman mastery,
Dude,
keeping people alive below
That.
50%. Yeah.
that is plays.
Yeah,
But he did it on like no mana. He did it on no mana against an LSD.
Right.
I want
Who
to take
at
a
the
second.
time was known for 100-0ing people.
Straight Ace, I'll link you the videos as soon as this is over. I want to take a second to shout. You have a shout out to our sponsors, Dr. Thunder. I don't know if you've ever had one of these bad boys right here, but they are delish and cheap. So if you have a cheap pocketbook and you're like, you know what, I can't afford a Dr. Pepper because you want a soda, which I know a lot of people are like, there's a fat guy drinking a soda, he needs to stop.
Man.
I'm like, you need to listen. But
Let's-
yes, Dr. Thunder.
I didn't know they sponsored us. I mean, Mountain Dew is a little bit more believable because everything we have is puke green. But
I'm wearing green too. It's like
Maybe I can get Mountain Dew to sponsor us. That'd be awesome.
that'd be
That would
sweet.
be
I
cool.
do.
We should apply for that.
Yeah,
I don't know. This has maybe I should start playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
yeah, Mountain Dew, Doritos. Although I don't drink that much soda anymore, but
yeah, all of those kind of go hand in hand. Like Mountain Dew, Doritos, and Taco Bell are kind of like the I want a heart attack at 12.
yeah.
I want to take a
Okay.
second to stop talking about WoW for just a moment and talk about one thing that's really close and dear to my heart. Which you guys, maybe, I know Yoda's probably into. I don't really think if anyone else is really into it. And that is
I already know what
Overwatch.
to say.
That is Overwatch.
Yep.
Overwatch.
Can we
yeah.
just say
Feels
Overwatch
bad, man.
looks amazing and I want to get in beta. But Overwatch
great.
looks sick. They come out with three new heroes. They come out with multiple new maps. $60 value, which I think is fair. I think it's pretty fair. I think 60
That's
bucks
only
for
for
that
the
game is-
Origins. The Origins edition, $60, and the normal regular PC version is 40, without
Yeah.
without
So
all
you
the
can-
added stuff.
Yeah, you don't
Right.
get
And
Baby
that's
Winston,
fine.
but
That's,
dude,
that's
fine.
cheaper than any other game in
I'll
existence.
pay
like,
$40.
I'll pay $40, but I'll probably pay 60 just because Baby Winston,
Right.
and I know.
Oh
like,
yeah, Baby Winston.
Baby Winston.
Baby
I'm gonna
Winston
run around
and
with the little
Legion.
Baby Winston and Legion.
Running around
He's
on my
gonna-
Demon Hunter with Baby Winston.
If I play Overwatch, I guarantee you right now, I am solely playing Tracer because she is a babe, and she
blinks, and she
and
has
she
time warp,
blinks,
pretty much.
and she has time warp.
I'm going to
and-
be playing Genji, and my mains are going to be Genji, Hanzo, McCree, and Widowmaker.
Dude, I'm all about McCree. I'm gonna probably be McCree, and I'm probably gonna be Bastion, and probably
I'll play 'em
Reinhardt.
all,
Like
but
I'll probably
yeah.
play a tank. I'll probably play Reinhardt just because Reinhardt looks really dope with that big
Yeah.
shield.
And then
And
the,
walking around with a
the
big
pinning, the instant kill pin when he pins people. too.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna play
I won't
Mei
allow
and
myself
Tracer.
to play anything but Reaper. Like never, ever.
Does look fun.
Reaper is the only thing that I'll be able to play because every time he shoots, it matters.
Yeah.
Like
All
if
I'm gonna
you're not
say-
aiming all the time,
Dude,
you
Project's gonna go in there and gunstorm. You heard it here. I'm gonna term his ultimate gunstorm. because he's
I'm
like
gonna go
just
ahead and
spins
say
around with
this.
his shotguns and shoots everywhere.
I love
If
you
you hear
guys, but
die,
if you
die,
get-
die, it happens.
Oh yeah, I love you guys, but if you get in a match with me and you hear high noon and I know you're in the match, just run for your life because I'm coming for you. Like,
It's high noon.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a match I
High
saw
noon.
where he was like, "It's high noon." Oh, he died like right when he was saying it.
Dude, that's the
Somebody
best
killed
thing is watching Widowmaker just shoot him in the middle of high noon and
Yeah.
just fuck his ult
It's
completely.
like, or like when Hanzo's doing his ult and somebody kills him while he's in the middle of speaking it. It's like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm
Or,
sorry.
dude-
I still have to give best play to fucking Snuts and Benruki. Like,
What?
have you seen that?
No.
Oh my goodness! Hold on. I'm throwing
Make
a
sure
link.
you
I'm
link it in the,
throwing a
yeah.
link in stream chat.
All right. So
Benruki.
honestly, like I've seen like the snipes happen on ults all the time, and Farah jumping up in the air and going, "Justice reigns from a," just like
Yeah.
like bullet to the dome, dude. She's
Rip.
done. You're done.
Justice reigns from. Oh!
Dude, Spark's been combing that beard for a little bit, man. It's starting to come
Yeah.
together.
But
It's
like
starting
I'll
to come
say
together.
again, it's like the evolution of hair growth. Me and then
Yeah,
Seth's
man.
Project and then Spark.
honestly, the game of the year for 2016. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, I
There's still so many
pre-downloaded
games to be
Bloodborne,
announced,
by the
but
way.
Overwatch is definitely one of my like. Can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. I want to
Definitely
get the
agree.
data so I know how, like I want to experience it firsthand finally.
Can we
Feels
just say
bad.
2016 is going to be a badass year? Like, look at it this way. We've got
Yeah,
Star
dude.
Wars, which is coming out here in just a couple months, like pretty much 2016, December 2015, whatever. 2016.
December 2015.
Let's just say the next 6 to 7 months, we're going to have Star Wars, we're going to have the Warcraft movie, we're going to have Legion, we're going to have Overwatch, we're going to have Fallout 4. We're,
Fallout 4 is in 2 days actually, from right now, and I've got it pre-downloaded, ready to stream.
All right, I'm gonna cut you guys off just for a sec. On the topic of Overwatch and best plays, everybody go check that out.
All right.
Partially a little bit fanboy because I'm subscribed to Venruki. He's super awesome if you haven't heard him.
I
go
like
check
that.
him out.
I'm
Way
I'm,
cool guy.
I'm subbed to Snuts, so I'm down.
Like him, Venruki, and Snuts make the plays in any game. Like
I'm ready for my beard to get down to about right here. It's already close.
that double
Right.
ultimate combo.
Right here.
Oh man! Holy shit!
Oh yeah,
God.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's a real play of the game, not some.
exactly.
You,
So like,
it's like, oh man,
Get your
those like
whole
matches,
team dunked.
those
like,
matches where you
holy
see play of the
shit.
game, and it's like somebody like shooting like 2 people and then like missing a third guy. Like
Yeah.
they need to work on their play of the games. But yeah,
Or Reaper just jumping down the middle of everybody, and all you hear is die, die, die.
Yeah, so-
and then
I
everybody's
mean,
just dead.
honestly, if you're just hanging out in the middle of everything though, and you get fucking Reaper ulted,
my
like
God.
it's your fault if your whole team dies. Okay, like that's just capitalizing on a good situation.
What's up, Doge guy? 420, how's it going?
What's up, man?
it's a good Doge.
Doge guy.
So let's kind of clean it up, wrap up a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, man, I gotta get back in. I gotta get back into WoW and start leveling with Jess. So we've only got like
I've
a
got to
couple
get
more
homework.
hours.
Right on.
I gotta
Yeah,
get
but,
some homework. Blah.
But I think it was pretty good. Like we said, next week we're gonna go a lot farther in depth about each and every class because we're gonna have a lot more information about them.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything
next
else
week
on top
we're
of
gonna-
that?
Next week we're gonna do classes. We're gonna do. I mean, we're gonna know everything about. Well, not everything, but we're gonna know a lot more about everything next week.
We're gonna know more
Yeah.
details
Yeah.
than we do this
Be
week.
on the lookout too whenever beta drops. If I get into beta, I will be streaming it on LFG Live for a while, just to kind of help get us.
And I'll
a
be
little bit more
streaming it.
viewers.
Yeah, I'll be streaming it as well on my channel and possibly on LFG Live at
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
Feel free. Like if you guys want to follow any of us, I'm gonna be playing majorly Rogue. But if I get into Legion Beta, I'll also be playing DK because
I'll be
reason I have
testing
to.
out too.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'll fall in love with it. We'll see. We'll see. But as soon as the beta comes out, like
What about that Death Advance being passive though?
Damn.
I said that. Look back.
He did.
I said that
I
that should
distinctly
happen.
remember this conversation about a week ago.
I said that should happen, and I don't know. I don't know,
Chill
man.
Bane's is passive for Frost too now.
Well, that just makes sense.
Hoodrich is taking over Overwatch.
Hoodrich? Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine
Yeah.
that.
I'm taking over Overwatch if I ever get in.
Yeah, I would love to even play the game. But yeah, man. I think that's it, right? Do we have anything else? Any more info?
I think that's it, man.
Shout out to Gamers League.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout
Gamers
out
League.
to Gamers League. Shout out to these guys. These guys are all awesome. Follow them.
Word. Yeah, follow everybody. Don't follow me. Unless you want to
Only
watch a
follow
lot
me
of
if you
Diablo
like
and
the
Rogue
beard.
games.
Follow
What's up?
esports.
If you don't like the beard, don't follow. If you like the beard,
Yeah.
follow. If you like watching somebody make, 30,000 plus gold a day, man, follow this guy right here. If you like looking at a fat guy drinking soda a lot, follow. If you like looking at a fat guy playing mage a lot, follow. If you just like looking at a fat guy, follow.
In the Iron Man hat,
Iron Man
That's
hat, there's a
true.
reason
I
behind
think-
this Iron Man hat. Since there's only
I
7
think
people in here, I'm going to show you guys why there's a reason behind this Iron Man hat. Are you ready?
Oh God.
Oh God.
It's gonna be on the
open it
internet
to the side.
forever.
See, it looks like I have hair right here. Like, yeah, he's got hair. Dude, he's got hair. Oh no, where did it go? I literally have the toilet bowl.
Well,
Dude, your hair moved
Well.
down from here to down here. It just migrated down.
Yeah,
You
just
do have
Well.
like this cool thing going on with the bald spot where like it looks like a street. You know what I mean? With like
It's
the
like-
lines going down the street for a sec. I don't know, man. I like the Iron Man hat. I think
like
you're
it,
probably
yeah.
doing that's probably a good call on your part.
yeah, that's a good call. Definitely.
Yeah.
Good decision making.
and then there's just, my hair's getting a little bit short too. It's really
Yeah.
only a couple inches over my
Definitely.
eyes.
You'll be bald
so-
by 30, man. You'll be bald by 30.
I don't.
I used to
don't
have
know,
hair
man,
just
'cause I'm
like yours.
almost 30.
I used to
I
have
don't
hair
know.
just like yours.
I don't think so, dude. Not everybody goes bald, man. Then again, all your hair kind of just migrated downward.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, you just migrated.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was one of the lucky ones. I went bald and immediately grew a big beard, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the trade-off, right? Like, if you have a giant, crazy-ass beard, you're gonna go bald, right? But it's fine because you have a giant beard. But if you're not ever gonna be able to grow a beard, you damn well better not lose your hair. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you don't want to
Like,
go bald with no beard.
No shade November. I forgot about that. I haven't
You're going,
seen
like-
November though, so.
You can't walk around with nothing. You can't just walk around looking like a cue ball. Like,
Yeah.
Do
you
you
can't.
guys want me to braid my beard for next LFG? Like braid it up, or just go a
Like
bunch of braids and just like crazy.
Yeah.
I'll
I think
bleed
diet
you
everything.
should just
With
do
the-
one, like, super thick one right here.
Yeah.
Like, right in the
diet,
middle.
diet for Legion. Diet black and green for Legion.
There
For
you
the
go.
release.
There you go.
I might do that.
Yeah, dude.
Look,
I was
If you go
actually
to,
thinking about-
if you go to a hairstylist, like they'll do it for you. My stepmom's a cosmetologist. She does that shit all the time. Like my dad's buddies and stuff come home from the slope and they're all construction
I'd like
workers,
to get
heavy
green
equipment
dyed
operators.
into the sides, like a black in the middle, and then
Yeah.
2 like green streaks on them black.
That's what my dad and his buddies do. Like every time they have like a really big football game, they like go to my stepmom and they like fucking deck out their beards in their colors.
I think it's a high possibility. It's high noon, guys. Well, I think
It's
we're gonna
high
head
noon.
out. I think we're gonna go play some games and just chill for a bit. If you guys
Thank you,
want to add us
Scott.
on Battle Tag, feel free to hit us up on Battle Tag. I'm gonna work on the LFG site, the LFG thing this week, and I'm gonna try to make buttons for us and Battle Tag things and bunches of stuff.
Nice.
But my Battle
Yeah.
Tag is. I'm gonna type it in chat.
I think everybody in chat already has my B tag. I think so.
That's
I
my
don't
Battle
give my
Tag.
tag out.
If you want to add me, these guys will post their battle tag if you want to add them. Other than that, you guys have a fantastic day, and I
Yep.
hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for queuing up with us.
Wait, alright, I gotta do it because I haven't done it yet since week 1 and I've been slacking. And I always say I don't know how, but I know how, but I'm always just too lazy. RQ is popped. We gotta go. Thanks for coming. See ya.
Peace, guys.
See you guys.